This is the Roulette Master, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe by hitting the red subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. Also ring that bell for notifications because I have new content releasing every single day of the week at 9 a.m. Today's video is one that many of you have been asking for a while now, which is a Roulette Master Top 5 video. So let's go ahead and get started with number 5. David's Great Roulette Method, which is a modification of the original The Best Roulette Method. And with this method, you pick two 12s. And if you win, you stay at $10 on each. If you lose, you triple the first time you lose. And then after that, you double. So we won that one, so we would just rebet. Okay, we won again, so we rebet. And again, the first time we lose, we're going to triple, then you're going to double, and you need about a $1,300 startup fund for this. Okay, we won again, so let's rebet till we get a loss here. And then the key is you go back down the same way that you come up. So you go triple, double, double, double as many times as you need to. So there's our first loss. So we go from 10 to 30 because we triple on the first loss. So that goes from 10 to 30. If we lost again, we would have gone to 60, but we did not lose. In this case, we're going to go from 30 back to $10. But if we were at 60 and we lost, we'd go back to 30. So again, if you were using $10 increments, that would be 10, 30, 60, 120, 240, 480. The reason this works better than regular martingale is because you have 24 of the numbers instead of 18. So you should be able to get a win sooner. So again, when you win, you just go back to the bet before it, and in this case, that's the startup bet. So we're still at $10. We're already up $60 using this method. Okay, so hope that makes sense to you. I'll go over it one more time before we go on to video number 4. So with losses, you triple and then double as many times as you need to. And if you win, you go back to the bet that was just before it. So if you're at 60, you'd go back to 30. If you were at 30, you'd go back to 10. Okay, so there's a loss there. So then the next one would be 30. And then if you lost the next one after this, you would go to 60. But the key is that you go up and down. You go down the same way that you go up. So we won at 30, so we'd go back to 10. So we're already up $90 with this method. But hopefully that's a good explanation of that one. And let's go on to the number 4 video. And in the number 4 spot, I'm going to go ahead and put Roulette Lenny is a genius. And this is one that you need a higher startup fund for. So you probably need at least $2,000 to play this one. And I'll show you why here shortly. So you'd pick two 12s, just like we did in the other video. With this system, you're going to go up 2 units when you lose. And when you win, you're going to go down 1 unit. Okay, so there's a loss. So when we lose, we'd go from 10 to 30. And then if we were to lose at 30, we would go to 50. And if we lost at 50, we would go to 70. Okay, so we won at 30. And when you win, you always go back 1 unit. So now we go to 20. So 2 increments forward when you lose, 1 increment back when you win, and as you can see, we're already up This combined with the other one, we're already up $130 total. Okay, so we're back to $10. And you can also use this system and start with a higher increment if you need to make money or make losses back. I also did a video on that. But basically you're playing 2 of the 12s, and again, when you lose, you go 2 increments of 10 up. When you win, you go an increment back. And one thing to know about this system too is once you've won the desired amount that you're comfortable with, it's okay to walk. You don't have to work your way all the way back to $10. So as you can see, we've already won a bunch with this. But one more time, pick 2 12s and increments of 10. So 2 increments up. If you lost, you'd go to 30. If you won at 30, if you were at 30 and you won, you'd go back to 20. So for instance, on that one, we bet $20 or 10 on each, and we lost, so we'd go to 30. The reason that it works its way backwards and helps you out is because you do have 24 of the numbers, and you can. The reason you need $2,000 startup though is if you lose a bunch of them in a row, you need to have enough money for it to work its way back down in your favor. So this one is a little bit riskier, but it also pays off a lot more than some of the other ones. So in the comments down below, if you have any questions, please put them down below. But also you can just go back and watch the video. Roulette Lenny. So hope you understand that system. If not, again, let me know, and let's go ahead and move on to number 3, the number 3 Roulette Master video. And in the 3 spot, I'm going to go ahead and put the red and black new winning roulette strategy. And in this system, you're going to bet on the color that has hit last. So in this case, you would bet on red. And you're betting, you're basically going to increase by 2 units. You're going to increase by 2 units when you lose. You're going to decrease by 2 units when you win. So we would stay on red. So we're starting at $10. If we lost, we would go to 30. But since we won, we'll still stay at 10 because you can't go back 2 units. And again, like in the previous video, once you win enough money that you feel comfortable, you don't have to work your way all the way back down. You can cash out as long as you're ahead. Okay, so we lost there. So we would go up 2 units, so from 10 to 30, but now we're on black. Because with this system, you stay on the color that won last. And what you should know about that is, okay, so we won at 30, so that means we'd go back to 10, but we stay on black because it hit. But the other thing, again, to remember is that you don't have to work your way all the way back down again. Just play until you have enough winnings that you're comfortable with. So let's keep playing here a little bit and before we go on to the next video. Okay, we lost there, so we'd go from 10 to 30, but now we've switched to red. So you're always betting on the color that hit last. You just go 2 up when you lose, 2 down when you win, and that's increments. So we won there, so we're still at $10 on red. Okay, so we lost, so that means you'd go to 30. And one other way to play this system is that every time you get up $50, you start back over at 10. So if you watch your earnings, and okay, we're at 10 on black again after that win. So once you get up $50, a safer way of playing this is to start over. So we lost that one at 10, so we'd go to 30 on red. Okay, and we won. So then you'd go back to 10, but you'd be on red. And all these systems combined so far, we've already made $290 total. Okay, so again, we'd be on red for $10. 2 up when you lose, 2 back when you win. Okay, there's a loss, so we'd go black for 30 because the increments are 10. Okay, there's another loss at 30, so then we'd go to 50. Okay, we lost at 50, so then we would we'd go to 70. Okay, so then we won at 70, and we'd go back to 50 now, just 2 increments. But like I said before, if you look at your earnings and you're good with your earnings, then you can leave at any time. Because now we won at 50 though, so we can go back to 30. But you can see we're up a lot, so you can just walk right here. But the key to this one is knowing that 2 up, 2 back. And another good way of playing it is if you're up $50 that you can start back over at 10 just for a safety measure. So that's the number 3 roulette video. So let's go on to number 2. So number 2 on the list would be play like a pro. And the way that you do that, and I use this a lot at the casino, you always have 2 of the opposite before you martingale. So in this case, we could pick black for $10. Okay, so we won at $10. Now we would find 2 other ones that we could bet against. In this case, it'd be 1 to 18 because the last 2 numbers were in 1 to 18. So we'd bet the opposite, which is 19 to 36. Okay, and we lost, so you would double the bet, and you can stay on 19 to 36, or if there's another one that you can bet against, you can do that as well. So now we're at $20. Okay, and we won. So basically this is just normal martingale. So you just keep doubling. You would need a $1,300 startup fund. But the thing that makes this better than normal martingale is that since you wait for 2 opposites before you start the bet, that it makes it to where it would take like 10 to lose in a row instead of 8, if that makes sense. So again, if you have any questions about this one, you can just go to Play Like a Pro. I think I also have an extended version on there that you can find. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Okay, let's go on to the number 1 roulette video. And this is would have busted with any other system. Won $300, safest roulette strategy yet. So with this system, we're going to go 1 up, 1 down. And let's start with, you can use any of the outside bets with this. Let's start with odd for $10. And this is also a strategy where once you get up $50, it's wise to restart over. And that's a good safety measure. So now let's go black for $10. So basically all you're doing in this system is if your increment is $10, you go up 1 when you lose, you go back down when you win. So obviously if you're winning at $10, you just stay there. And let's go 19 to 36 now for $10. But say you get up to where you're still up there fairly high, but you've made your $50 profit, you still can start over. You don't have to wait till, say you're at $50 or $60. You don't have to work your all the way back to 10. If you've made some profit, you can just start back over at $10. So let's see, let's go odd for 10. Okay, and we lost. So we would go to 20. Just one increment up. We lost again, so then you would go to 30. Okay, we lost again. So then you go to 40. Okay, we lost again. So now we would go to 50. It's getting a little bit of a run of bad numbers here. This is a system that can overcome that over time. And as long as you have a big enough bankroll to work yourself back. And so we won at 50, so that would mean we would go back to 40. And this is another example of if you have enough winnings, you can start over, but we're not quite there yet. Okay, so we won at 40, so then we would go back to 30, and I usually pick something that hasn't hit in a while. And let's go to even for 30. And with all of these videos, if you have any questions, obviously you can message me, but also you can rewatch the videos if you type the names in as I read them off for each video. On that last one, we bet 30 and lost, so we'd go to 40. Let's go black for 40. Okay, we lost. So then we'd go to 50. But basically just one up, one down. Okay, we lost again. So we'd go to 60. And it's okay to mix it up. You don't have to stay on the same one. You can mix it up a little if you like. That's personal preference. And the key to is the progression. So we won at 60. So the next one would be 50. Working our way back down one at a time. Okay, we won at 50, so the next one would be 40. Lost that one with a 0. That's just like any other loss. So we lost at 40, so the next one would be 50. Okay, we lost that one at 50, so we'd go to 60. Again, this is the importance with all these systems to have a pretty good sized bankroll. Each one's a little bit different. I usually start this one with 1,300. Okay, we won at 60, so the next one would be 50. And I jump around a little bit on the outside bets depending on what has hit recently. And lost that one though at 50, so then we'd go back up to 60. Okay, so we won at 60, then we'd go back to 50. And again, this is a good example of where we don't have to go all the way back to 10, but we had another 0 there. Okay, again, another reason why it's important to have that good sized bankroll. And let's see, that last one was 50, so we'd be at $60. And we won at 60, so then you go back to 50. Okay. We lost at 50, and then you go back to 60. We're still up $300 total with these systems, but with this one, I'd like to work my way back down a little bit more before I cash out. Okay, so we wanted 60. So let's go to 50. We wanted 50, so now let's go to 40. And it kind of goes back and forth. So the next one would be 50. As we lost that one, you just go up one increment of 10. Okay, so then you go to 60. Okay, so then of course we would go back to 50, and it seems like we've had a lot of bad numbers, and we haven't even worked our way back to $10, but guess what? We're up $380 total with these 5 systems. So definitely 5 really good ones to look up. If you have any problems finding these systems, please let me know down in the messages, but if you type them in the way that I said what they were when we started, you should be able to find them. 5 pretty solid systems, and I'd love to hear your opinion and what you think of them. And also, as always, please send me your strategies. If you have something you think works better or something that you like to use, please let me know. The best part of this for me is interacting with you guys and getting your feedback, and I love hearing how you guys like to play as well. So hope you like this top 5 video. I know a lot of you have been asking about it for a while, so I'm glad I could get that to you. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the red subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. Also ring that bell for notifications, because I have new content releasing every single day of the week at 9 a.m. And this is the Roulette Master, and have a great